Now let's talk about why some people win and some people lose, okay? More likely, if you're going to win, there's going to be some signs early on that's going to help you understand that. Not prove that to you, but understand that you're going to win, okay? Nothing that you're going to be starting where you just get started and winning will start falling into place. You're going to start going through some times of tribulations, and sometimes you're going to have to build through the moments, through the moments of hell. I call this moment the lows, man. Every business have their highs and their lows. And what happened to a lot of people is that during the moment of high, they think it's going to stay high forever, and so they just start going wild. And when the low comes, when the moments of low come, it's like, oh man, I was not ready. I just thought it was gonna keep going high and high forever. So whatever you're building, always remember this principle. Learn to pay yourself first, and don't pay yourself 100%. That's a big one, man. Learn to pay yourself first, and don't pay yourself 100%. Pay yourself 10%. Now, when I say pay yourself first, we're not talking about the money that you're gonna be spending on your bills when your bills are due. We're not talking about money you're gonna be spending on ads. Money you're gonna be spending back into the business to make it work. Now I'm talking about pay yourself first, 10%, where you take that money. This is money that you're gonna save, that you literally, that's not your main saving. That's 10% for you. Okay, 10% of your money. Now, if you want to put that money somewhere in a CD or in an RA account where you cannot touch that money for like a year or 2 years or 5 years, and you keep dumping 10%, this is called compound interest. You're going to accumulate compound interest as the time goes by. As you keep growing, if you start doing this stuff now, I wish I knew this information when I first got started, or even when I was 18 years old. Some of you are 18 and you ask me questions on how can you be successful building a business online, how can you make it work for yourself. Well, here's a key pointer. Start saving 10% of whatever money comes into your hand, and save it where you're not gonna be spending that money. Save it where it's forgotten. It's save it and forget it. That's what you want to think about, because what's gonna happen when you start accumulating this income, you can start having money to invest in the future. Because I don't know how many people that opportunity comes their way but they're not ready. There's a saying that says that if opportunity don't knock at your door, you need to build a door. And the way that you build a door, guys, is by being ready. If you're ready before the opportunity comes, you'll be able to take advantage of it. Because so many people, sometimes there's going to be this opportunity that's going to blow up, and they know it's going to blow up. And, maybe you got approached by someone who's already making moves or ready to kill it. Or you can see your peers or other people just crush it. But when they approach you, because you have no saving, you have no money, you have nothing on the side, it's impossible for you to make an investment. So that's one of the reasons why you want to save. You don't just want to save, but you want to save to invest, because that time is going to come where you're going to have to invest into yourself. And if you are dead broke, you can invest nothing. And that happens with so many people that has jobs, that has a regular lifestyle, or maybe they just living above their means, or they get the paycheck, they living paycheck to paycheck. And it doesn't matter how much money you make. You can be a doctor or a nurse or a lawyer, and you're still living paycheck to paycheck, because the lifestyle that you have, in order for you to fund it, you have to have enough money. I know doctors who was telling me, friends who were broke, and they have a 6-figure paying job, but the lifestyle that they conduct is still like someone who's working $10, $30 an hour to sustain the lifestyle, because it comes with a lot of expenses. So the way that you get smart, someone said that the only difference between the people who makes it, who become rich, is that The people that are wealthy, they don't live above their mean. Okay, I'm looking for the word below. There you go. Above and below. Come on, da. Okay, they live below their means. Okay, which means that if they have a business that's making them, let's say you at 5 figures a week, like you're making at least 10K, making at least 10K a week. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Let's say 10K a month. They're not gonna be spending 12K a month. It's not gonna be the time for you to get a condo that's $5,000 and your bills another $5,000 and food is another $1,000 and you already in vacation and all this other lifestyle that's funding you. It's another $3,000. Now you're making $10,000 a month and you're spending $15,000 a month to sustain your lifestyle. Well, this is a recipe for disaster, and it doesn't matter how much income that you're making. You could be making boatload of income. As long as you're spending more than you're making, you are in trouble. Sooner or later, it might not appear very soon, it might not come right away, but sooner or later, you're gonna be in trouble. Or the person that, because they live in a neighborhood, they move and upscale their life, they start making some money, they upscale their lives, and they see the neighbor get a brand new Lexus or a brand new Mercedes, or they got a Lamborghini. So to keep up with the Joneses, right? To keep up with the Joneses, I live in a neighborhood where people drive. I have people around me that drive Lamborghinis. I have people that has, Mercedes. I have other people that has different types of car, and they change them all the time. I have a couple of millionaires that lives around next to me. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna go and jump and get a Lamborghini if my pocket does not call for it. Because you never know the person's story, deep story. Some of them I hang out with them, so I know their story, I know where they are. But I'm saying you never know what the person went through to make that investment. So you don't want to take it upon yourself or stretch yourself just so that they can say, hey, yo, this person got a new Lamborghini too. You don't want to stretch yourself to that measure until you're ready for it. So what I'm saying, the difference between the people who winning, they live below their means, okay? Because you're always going to have that money to invest back inside of your business to start growing it to the next level. Or else, you're going to be screwed long term. You're going to end up with a lot of debt. You're going to end up with a lot of stuff being cut off. Because now you're behind on your bills. Now you got to get yourself a credit card, which is going to charge you interest. Because sometimes this is another crazy mistakes that some people make, right? They living above their means now, so they can't pay for whatever they are making. You never want to go in debt to pay your debt. It makes no sense. Go in debt to pay your debt. So you say, hey, you know what? Let me go get this credit card. You got some credit. Your credit is okay. You get approved for $5,000, or you get approved for 10 or 15 G's, and you take that money now and catch up to your bills. Now what happened now? The credit card becomes the bill. So really a lot of people think that, hey, I'm gonna save myself from all these bills, but not remember that a credit card, it comes with interest. Whether your interest is gonna be 10%, 15%, 5%, it's gonna grow over time as long as you don't pay it. So you never want to make the mistake of go ahead and get a credit card to go in debt to pay your other debt, because you still will be in debt. So the main key, when you hit that stage, you need to do a calculation. Break down, where is my money going? Weekly, you need to start looking down. Where is my money going? Now it's time for you to eliminate stuff that's not bringing any value in your life. See where all the stuff that you're spending. If you have 3 cars and you're making payments on 2 of them, and you only drive that one on the weekend, I don't know, man. It might not be the best thing. You might have to sell that car and get someone to get on the payment, and you don't have to keep paying that payment. So if you only need 1 or 2, certain things you're gonna have to cut off. Like maybe you might be going on vacation, once a month. Now you might have to do it just 5 times a year, maybe, every 3 months. You might have to you might have to reduce what you need to reduce so that some of that money can go towards your debt. Okay, the debt that you have, so that you can start paying some of these debts and start becoming debt free in this area, and then you can get things accommodated, or else you're gonna be still screwed. Okay, another thing you could do, like at that moment when people bills start piling up, they start looking, or start thinking, I should say, about the bills. Now at that moment, what you really want to do is to start thinking about production. Okay, how can you produce more? Because if you can produce more, because producing more is what's always gonna get you. You can first start by reducing stuff, right? Reducing some of your spending. But if you produce more, that's gonna be the fastest way for you to get yourself in a plain level. Not only you're gonna reduce whatever that you are spending, but you also want to go ahead and look to see how can you make more. Whether that's, hey, if I'm a doctor, I'm gonna learn how to do some network marketing. I'm probably gonna join a company, or I'm probably gonna set up an Amazon store. I'm probably gonna set up a Shopify store. Learn some ways to bring some more income. Maybe I'm gonna have to pick up another shift, go to people's house and get some extra hours. You need to be able to increase revenue. If you can increase revenue and increase profit, in turn, you're gonna be able to get out of the situation a lot faster. Okay, so the main key is to learn a new skill set, pick up a new skill set on how you can bring more revenue for yourself. There's this law called the law of cause and effect. Okay, it's really powerful. Okay, you must understand that. If you need something to happen, you must take some type of action. Okay, there must be, if you need an effect, something to happen, you cannot stay there and wait and do nothing, or point the finger or blame somebody else for your failure and thinking that, hey, things are gonna change for myself. If you're gonna become successful, you cannot be there whining. So you gotta understand the law of cause and effect. You understand that the action that you take will bring. The more that we try to point out the finger to why my situation is the way it is, or it's someone else's fault, if they had helped me, the more that you're gonna stay in the same situation. It's rather better to actually start looking for ways, start thinking how can I do this better, man? How can I make the situation better? What can I do? What do I need to change? Okay, do I need to change the way that I think? And that's what's the difference between someone who's gonna become successful and someone who's failing. Because most of the time, there's two ways you can look at it, right? I'm failing right now, it's not my fault, life sucks, or it's my spouse, it's my kids. They the reason I'm in the slump, it wasn't my fault. The more you keep saying that to yourself, is the more you're going down the hole, you're going down the drain. You need to start thinking differently, okay? You need to start thinking, okay, right now I'm behind, my bills are behind, I got this family to support. Let's say you're still married to a husband who's lazy, okay? You married to a wife who's lazy, who doesn't work, whatever the case is, you can start blaming them, or you have kids, they eat a lot. You can start finding every issue. You guys are the reason why I'm stuck, or why my business is not working. So you need to start flipping your mind, flip the mindset. Although that can be a reason, but what you really want to do is to look at the change. What can I do now? What can I do to make the change in my business? What can we do better? What can I do better? What can I go out there and create? Because you need to focus on production. If you focus on production, all the other stuff will take care of itself. If you have lack, Don't focus, a couple of stuff. If you lacking right now, you have lack in your life, you have lack in your business. Don't focus on the lack, because whatever you focus on expand. There's a law about this. It's called the law of expansion. Whatever you focus on, whatever you give your mind to, it's gonna expand. So if you focus on your problems, things are hard, guess what? Things will get harder and harder and harder, to the point where you will be paralyzed and you will not be able to think clearly and take the action that's gonna get you out of the slump. So what you want to do is to start thinking. You need to start thinking on the results. Okay, you need to start thinking on the solution of that problem. I know this is easy. It's like a revision to you guys if you're listening to it, but it's so true. It's so true. When you start thinking about results, you start thinking about, how can this thing change? Let me give you an example, right? Not too long ago, me and my wife, we had a conversation of something that we've been battling with in our marriage. I know for those of you that say, hey, I can't believe it, man. I seen your kids on Facebook, on YouTube. I seen your wife. You seem to have the perfect family. Well, trust me, we got marital problems. As long as you're human, you're going to have things that you need to work on. And that's how it is. That's why God placed you with somebody else. And you both work on each other's problem and you help each other grow. That's the main key. The main reason why we're together. It's not just so we can have, do it and have babies. Nah, man. It's part of the process. I mean, we have some fun too. It's all part of the deal. It's a package. But you're going to have problems also. We face a lot of different difficulties, marital problem, because we have different point of view. If you married someone, for example, like me at my house, I'm the one that takes out the garbage, right? Because at my house, when I was growing up, my dad always took out the garbage, and the same thing for my wife's parents, her dad always took out the garbage. Now, let's say you were someone who gets married, and you was always, you see at your house, and there's some household is that way, you see at your house that your mom is always the one that takes out the garbage, and your dad, he just load up the paper or something. Maybe they work that way. Then you go into the marriage with the mindset that, hey, my wife is going to take out the garbage, and me, I'm just going to take out the papers. I'm just going to put the paper. And let's say the wife, on the other hand, her dad was always going to be the one that takes out the garbage. So now, there goes the garbage truck coming out, and the garbage is not out. And you both are mad. Your wife is mad. You mad. And those are different marital problems. I'm just giving you an example. Now, you guys have to find a balance. You have to figure out, okay, how you guys gonna make this stuff work. And sometimes, because of the fact that you're so used to seeing your mom take out the garbage, as a man now, you married in your house, and it's gonna take you some time to understand that, yeah, I gotta remember, man, Tuesday is the garbage truck. I gotta take this stuff out. Oh, my head is gonna get chopped up by my wife. Or we're gonna have an argument that I don't even want to be part of. So you definitely have to start mediating things. So me and my wife was having one of those conversations where we both have different set of beliefs, and something we've been trying to work on for a little while. And it's crazy. At first we started the conversation, oh, this is a problem. We started focusing on the bad, how suck this is, how much of a problem it is, how can we fix it, what can we do. And the more we speak about the problem, the more that stuff expanded. We just was going at it, marital problem. If you're not married, you probably have a girlfriend or boyfriend, you might understand. Or if you're single, more power to you. No, I shouldn't say that, because I love being married. But anyway, what I'm saying is that then I said, hey, let's shift the mind. You know what? Let's say how we're gonna do this. Let's talk some positive. We started talking some positivity. We started thinking, God for all these other things that we have in our lives. We started being grateful. Maybe we might be struggling in that department, but we have so much other things to be grateful for, and we can work on this little issue. This is not something we should be battling or fussing over. What can we do? And we started talking about the solution. We started talking about the results, how great that's gonna be when we apply those results. And then we started having just the vibe was different. We started having a different conversation just because we changed the way that we was thinking and the way that we was speaking. And it is that so powerful that You know, when you're in a situation, if you have your mate, you have your kids, or whatever the case is, if your business is down the wire, stop looking for ways to blame them or why they're so responsible. You know, maybe sit down a little bit and start talking about how can we do this stuff better, man? What can you help with? What can you do for me? What can we do together? Because my win is your win. If I win, you win. You know, it's a family business. It's something we do together. You know, same thing for your business partner. If you have any business partner, you know, start thinking about the positivity. Because the more you start thinking about, oh man, this is a crazy business deal, man. This is crazy. You know, this person is this and that. Or they the reason why you're not succeeding. They the reason why this business is not working. You know, is the more that you're gonna start attracting the worst thing in your life. Okay, so you want to start thinking in that direction when you're building your business. There's so many principles when you're trying to become successful that you're gonna have to apply. That it's not gonna be overnight. And sometimes, as much as I just want to say I have the secret, I don't. You know, I'm just learning. I'm just sharing with you what works for me, what works for my mentors, and so many different people. And we all gonna have different experience. My experience is not gonna be your experience. You know, I can give you some pointers, I can give you some good stuff to help you, but I cannot guarantee it's going to be the exact same process. But the good thing is that when you have a blueprint, the blueprint stays the same. You know, like right now I'm driving on this road, I'm actually going home. The road stays the same. You know, I could be driving right now, I'm driving in a different cars. And the time that I'm driving right now, there's gonna be a car coming next to me. What car is it? It's a Nissan. It's a black Nissan. Okay. Now, if I'm driving home, there's this black Nissan that just drove by me. If I tell you take the same road, the road stays the same. The blueprint is the same. You know, you're just gonna have to drive 40 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour, you know, to make it where you're going, to make it to my house. But I cannot guarantee you're gonna end up seeing the same black Nissan car that just went by. The condition won't be the same. I can guarantee you're gonna be driving during daytime. You know, the conditions won't be the same, but the blueprint stays the same. And that's why when you come to these videos, when I say there's so much you can learn, there's so much about success you can learn from the people who've gone through it, who's gone through it, who's going through it, who's already a bit further on than you. There's so much that you can learn. Because the faster that you say to yourself, man, I know it all, I don't want to learn, well, the faster you're gonna set yourself for failure. You know, the moment that you close your mind, you become closed-minded, the moment that opportunities start running away from you. You know, you'll hear that a lot. You hear it in business, you hear it in life. You want to keep an open mind. You want to be open-minded. That's the way that you're gonna succeed, because that's the way that you're gonna learn. The moment that you start thinking that, man, I know it all, I don't have any learning to do, well, it's the moment that you start sinking. Because here's the thing, whatever you know cannot get you to the next level. Okay, whatever you already know cannot get you to the next level. The thing that's gonna get you to the next level is the things that you learn. Because here's the thing, if you're not exposed to new information, you're not exposed to other people's way of doing things, you're not exposed to, you know, other people's experience, you're gonna think that, man, sometimes you're gonna get stuck and you're not gonna have the answer, and you're gonna think that this is it, like, I'm stuck, I'm done. But the more that you can get acquainted with other people, sometimes I go to conventions, I go to meetings just to hear other people speak, and just to hear other people talk. Because, you know, I can get on my channel and talk all this stuff that I'm talking right now, just going on a rant. But from just talking, guys, I'm probably learning just maybe 1%. Maybe I'm speaking and my spirit go through it and I say something I didn't even know. It's like a revelation. You know, if you have revelation, it's like you have this revelation, you just say something that you didn't even know. And then it's like, oh, that's awesome. I could use that in my life. You know, if you're someone who speak a lot, sometimes you might have revelation. You know, you might have these things. But it's just going to be about 1%. Because most of the things that I'm going to be telling you is stuff that I know in my head, right? So the only way for you to learn, you learn from other people. I cannot learn from myself, because most of the things that I'm telling you, unless you have a little bit of revelation while you're speaking. And if you speak for a little while, you will have some revelation. But like I'm saying, More likely the stuff that I'm telling you is stuff that I know. Now, let's flip the coin now. Let's say you were speaking. I will be learning so much things about you. That's why I take time and listen to other people. When I go to conventions, I listen to other people. I listen to other speakers. I have mentors. I have people that I follow that can help me understand the processes they go through, the stuff that they do. Because many times we all have different processes, okay? We all have different processes. We're gonna make it different times in life. We're gonna grow in different ways, and we're gonna make it in different times in life. And you must understand that, you know? So success is paramount. This is something that you must do for yourself. Okay, you cannot base it on somebody else. You know, the more that you're trying to pinpoint, when you want to blame someone else for you not succeeding, you close your eyes on opportunities, because your mind is not working to find ways out, because you find someone else to blame. It's not your fault. I mean, it's not me. I didn't do it. It's that person, you know. So therefore, that person should look for ways for me to get out of the shock, or this shock that I'm in. That person should find a way, because it's not me. See, when you blame somebody else, you give them the power. Okay, you give them the power, because the same focus that you could apply into blaming somebody else, and believe me, it takes focus. You might say, hey, it doesn't take focus to blame somebody else, but the more that you can focus the time, why they didn't do that, is the more that you draining your energy. The energy that you could have used into, okay, now what can I do, man? What can I do to make things better? What can I do to push myself to the next level? So you start draining that energy. And when you drain that energy, you don't have enough energy to go into positive. You know, there was an experiment that was made. There was someone that was showing you how much powerful a spirit of positivity is versus a spirit of negativity. You know, there was an event, and they had this lady come in front of the room, and then they told her, you know, they was gonna have this resistance test, right? It's called the negativity positivity resistance test. Okay, you can look that up. But anyway, the lady was gonna speak, and they just choose a random person from the crowd, and they told her, you know, come up front and tell everybody like something that you're afraid about yourself, something that you're scared of. Like, even if it's public speaking, even if it's my business is in shambles, I don't think I'm gonna make it, my life sucks, I suck, my voice sucks, my video sucks, whatever that you want to say, my eyes sucks. You know, people will find many different excuses most of the time to weaken themselves. Because what happened when you find, like right now, I say these things, but I'm at the point where I don't believe it. It's just like, I'm just saying it to give you an example. But and the moment that you saying that, oh man, I suck, my life sucks, you can see my demeanor just literally change. The muscles in your body atrophy, like they become smaller at the moment that you start saying these things to yourself. You know, and the resistance test goes like this, right? When you say I suck, like the person would put their hands and trying to go, they say like, you know, resist against me pushing. The more you say I suck, it's easy, like, you know, I suck, I you know, my life sucks, my business won't work, you know, I don't deserve good things, I'm scared of people, I have so much fear. It's easy for the person to press down your hands, because the resistance, the muscle, the, you know, all your physiology is actually going against you. The more that you start thinking or saying these crazy things about yourself, everything in your body is actually working against you. You know, it's just like saying with the universe, how we know, like, when we start talking positive and good things in our life, the universe kind of conspire with us and to give us those things that we're looking for. It's kind of the same idea, right? It's the same idea. And then, you know, when they told her to start saying, you know, now I want you to start saying that I'm proud to stand in front of this crowd of so many people. I'm amazing. You know, I change people's lives. You know, I am inspiring. I am powerful. I am great. I will succeed. I will crush this stuff. I have the power inside of me. Even you that's listening to me right now, you might feel this little bit of You know, you might feel this little bit of encouragement. You might feel this little bit of, you know, man, I can do this. I'm powerful. I'm amazing. And that's what you are. And the more that, you know, you can see the demeanor in my talk change, because every muscle is in my body, it's actually being positive. It's on this positive flow where it's in this positive vibe. So, you know, what happened with the resistance test, with the, the test, that when she was saying positive things, when they were saying positive things about her and she was saying positive things about herself, it found that her arm was stronger. Like, it was stronger to actually bend down the arm because of the fact that what was being said was positive. So it's the same thing. If you're gonna be building that business and you can't transform your mind to get the positive, to understand the positive, to be positive, man, I know a lot of people say, yeah, man, this mindset is just bullcrap. I mean, trust me, if you believe in that stuff, most of the time, man, if you believe positivity will happen in your life, more likely that's what you're going to get. But the more that you find yourself phantom the idea of, oh man, I suck, my life will be nothing, I'll be nothing, you know, the more that you'll find it that it'll be hard for you to succeed. It'll be hard for you to accomplish your dreams and accomplish your goals, okay? So guys, I wanted to make this video just to share with you, you know, some of the key points that you're gonna need when you're on that journey to become successful, man. You cannot wait for someone else to give it to you. You have to be determined. You know, I know people who comes into this business and they think that, man, I'm gonna be rich overnight. The overnight success thing is a myth. You know, the whole online overnight, you know, I'm one of those people who's so against that. I feel like I preach against that stuff so much, like the capture page, you know, the whole system, the funnel that tells you, hey, you're gonna be rich overnight. Just do a couple of things and your life will change. If it was that easy, man, everybody would be rich. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. And nobody's safe from learning. And you know, I have people that I know that made it. Like, you know, they literally start making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, and then something changed. I have a good friend of mine, you know, literally the guy has been working his business for 2 years, going hard, quit his job, started going hard at this stuff, okay? And he started seeing some massive success. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. The guy started making with a process that came to his attention. It was using Facebook, you know, using some Facebook strategies and stuff. And then Facebook did some changes that the strategy that he was using wasn't working anymore. I mean, the guy got to the point where I spoke with him on the phone. He did not even have no strength. And that's what I'm talking about, you know, being positive. Even if the craziness is going on in your life, keep on the positive. The guy did not even have enough strength left, you know, to even build from where he's at, because it's like, dude, all my money is gone now. I'm not getting, the source is like cut off. I'm not getting any more money. Stuff is not happening anymore for myself. And he just couldn't bear the idea that, man, I'm at zero again. I have to build back up, to the point he's just like, man, I quit. I'm done. Like, I can't do it anymore. And you never want to get to that stage, man. And I spoke with him not too long ago, and he said, man, I have to go get a job, you know, because I'm like, dude, how do you go from making $100,000 a month now to go get a job? Because you know what's possible. I mean, it would be crazy if it's someone who just made like a couple of $100 or a couple of $1,000 online. But he's like, dude, I'm just so mentally beaten. I'm mentally beaten. You just don't understand. It's crazy to lose it all. I'm just mentally beaten. And that happens with some people, you know, and they become so mentally beaten where they cannot take any more action to get themselves to the next level. So what I'm saying, that's why having a positive mind is always gonna be number one key for me, and number one key for everybody who becomes successful long term. Because I promise you, and I can guarantee you, whatever you're building, man, sometime it's gonna crash. Sometime things is gonna happen. It's not gonna go the way that you expected. But the key is to always keep pushing, keep moving, and make it happen. But anyway, guys, that was Keder. Appreciate you. If you do find value in this video, please like, share, comment below. Let me know what you think, and share it with a friend. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and I'll see you guys on the next one. See you guys later. Bye.